Hello and welcome back to part 5. As usual, if you haven't seen the rest of this series yet, there's a link to the playlist in the description below.
What if I take that little tail that sounds kind of cool? Ooh, yes. Maybe we don't need that intro. Maybe we just need this. Let's see. Cool. All right. I like it. Let's pitch it. Let's see what that's. Cool. Neat. Let's do a little bit of pitch automation on this thing now. So I'm going to bring up the automation. Let's do pitch and shift. And you'll see that I get my little lane here, as is typical of any DAW. And what I'm going to do now is I'm very curious about what this will sound like if I just draw a pitch curve upwards. Sure. Neat. I think this goes a little too high and the curve is a little too crazy. Sure. Let's try that. Again, still too high, but I'll just turn this whole thing down a little bit. You know what? Actually, let's pitch this down. You know what? I take that back. Let's pitch it up very slightly and then back down. Cool. Great. Some timings that we need to fix up, and I will turn this down because I want it to be a subtle effect. And we'll leave that there for now. Let's check out this one. Cool. That sounds awesome. Let's make it so it bleeds over into the next sound just a little bit, though. And we can stretch it out. Cool. Getting better and better. What's this guy doing right here? This other whoosh intro. I really like that. I think that's going to add some character into our transition. So I'm going to add a big reverb to this one. But what I'm going to do is automate the bypass of this reverb. So basically, I'm going to make it so that this reverb is off most of the time and then turns on near the end. I believe that's how the curve works. I usually get that mixed up. Yep, and then the reverb turns on. It sounds choppy right there, but let's see how it sounds with everything going on. Still a little bit of choppiness, so what I'm going to do instead, if that doesn't work, no worries. We can play with the mix knob. So let's do that. So we're going to make it so it's at 0 to start, gradually goes up. So it's almost like we're turning on the reverb gradually. So we turn that off. It's not reading that anymore. We'll turn this reverb back on. Cool. Awesome. Transitions need some work, but that's a great place to leave this. So now what we're going to do is go over to the end and work on the closing sound effect. So we're going to use similar elements, but it's going to tweak just a little bit. So as we're going to start working on the end here, let's actually take some of the same elements that we had first, and we're going to just kind of copy paste them over and see what works and see what needs changing. I'm sure a lot of it will need changing, but considering it's essentially a reverse of what's happening at the first part, we know we can use at least some of these elements over on the other side. So I'm going to copy and paste some of this over there. Not really worried about timing just yet. So we're going to start with that. I know that this isn't going to work out super great, so I'm going to work with it. I'm going to move some stuff over. I'm going to move these kind of beeps and tones over to the right. I'm actually going to take this time breach thing and see if we have any other material in here. We don't. So I'm actually just going to delete that. I'm going to replace that in a second. And I know we have some rumble swell over here. And these are all kind of time-saving techniques that I'm using. time permitted, you go through and, edit everything by hand, of course. But this is a video, so I don't want to bore you too much. So let's just see what that sounds like as a whole. Let's play from the beginning. Cool. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that we need to tweak kind of all over the place, but we'll work on just the end for now, and then we'll go through and do our final polish pass. That's probably where we'll do the most EQing and all that sort of stuff as well. So let's go for it. Starting off, we're going to put a marker down here just so I can keep kind of coming back to the end. So that's what this 1 is. Cool. Well, I'll just take these kind of tones that we have from the beginning and move them just a little bit earlier. Cool. That works a little bit better. Let's see what this sound is right here. Nice. Okay, cool. So we got some rumble. I'm going to cut that and move this over. All right, cool. Actually, I'm going to take the second file, and you can shift sounds over. A lot of DAWs can do this. So it's in the same time frame, but I'm shifting the content over from left to right, which is pretty useful for this sort of thing. Cool. All right, we're going to add reverb and stuff to deal with the tail, but for now, let's just see what this is. Okay, that's what that weird sound is. All right, cool. So I don't think I actually want that in this element here, so I'm actually going to get rid of that entirely. I know I'm going to put a reverse whoosh up here, either with the same sort of material using one of these time breach things, or maybe even something completely different. Let's see what this sounds like. Cool, actually not bad already. So we might end up using this again, or we may just tweak it just a little bit, but it's not bad right now. And that's what we're using right now for the majority of our reverse. So let's see if there's any other time breach material that's in this Odyssey Essentials library that we can use. Let's open this up. And we have, oh, it's right here. Great, perfect. So let's see what time breach stuff we got. Great. Nice. So basically, yeah, there's plenty of stuff that we can use. Cool, let's go with that one and see how that sounds. So I'm going to reverse it, because reverse whooshes just work so well for this sort of thing. Fade ins, of course, and fade outs, of course. Now what I'll do is drag this over, just like so. Timings are going to be rough at first, but that's always how it goes. Okay, cool. It's actually probably going to sound pretty good, but what I'm going to do is drag this over so there's a little overlap with that idle, and make it so that this section right here is timed up relatively properly for now. Cool, close enough. I'll just shrink this just a little bit. Close enough for now. Again, we're just roughing stuff out. Awesome.
All right, that's where we're going to end it for now. So thank you so much for watching part 5. As usual, hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And feel free to sign up for my newsletter where I give you 2 free courses on how to work in the game industry and actually get paid for your work. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.